All right, yeah, we are live. This is live time. So yeah, I stopped caring now.
Yes.
No more show. No more show. I really wish.
What are you trying to do? Oh, fuck. You hit the lamp.
Oh.
No, what you need to have, we need to have two tables on either side of us that we can attach the mic stands to.
Ain't that the truth?
Mm-hmm.
We should just shop live on this show.
Well, no, the easiest thing to do would be to go to like a consignment store, an antique store.
And just buy, yeah.
Yeah, for like, I mean, dude, we could probably get something. I mean, you just need a piece of shit, something for like $20.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because this is across my body. I want it on this side.
Yes, you want it to be coming straight out from the side, where it's not in your way.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, it's behind us. You need it on the side, maybe even a little bit in front.
I need a break.
What?
A Kit Kat bar.
Oh.
Then
the issue will become, where do you plug the mics into? I guess that whatever this is, the interface will have to be on the table.
Well, I mean, you can run these cords any direction you want.
Yeah, they're pretty long.
Yeah, I mean, we can do it, and then we get it where we have just on that little section of wall right there a projection.
Well, we could hang a screen too.
Hang a screen.
I mean, not like just a piece of cloth, like a blanket would suffice. A sheet.
Oh, yeah. That would be a better idea. Yeah. That would be a much better
Because you could move it too. You'd still have access to the closet.
Make it massive.
Mm-hmm.
So we can have big screen, and then we can look behind the camera.
Then the projector would have to be behind the camera. Or off to the side, maybe, somehow. It'd be a little askew. I guess it's still fine.
Yeah,
It'd still be fine. You can honestly put it there. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll think about it. First things first, though. Tables on either side.
And new chairs.
Yeah,
yes,
that is
good chairs. Good low-lying chairs just like that one.
That is the goal.
Yeah, we could get all that for pretty cheap too, like under $100.
Yeah.
You just need like a good office chair.
Yeah, I mean that could be one.
Yeah. So then we only need one.
Mm-hmm. And tables.
Good chairs though can be expensive.
Yeah. I mean that does a good job. Does a good job right there. My dad bought that one. So we have a problem though that I'm trying to solve is that I woke up today and I realized I didn't know jack shit about anything.
Okay.
Huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because how am I going to do anything if I don't know anything?
Sure.
Unless you could argue that not knowing is doing something. At least you're not knowing something.
No. Not knowing something is the first step to knowing something.
Oh. Okay. Well, yeah, it's a big problem. I got really scared for a second. I didn't think I was going to make it at all. And then I was like, wait, no, I can learn something and start knowing things. I don't have to stay in a state of not knowing.
A state of profound ignorance.
Yeah. I got scared for a second. It was like a golden retriever when they realized like, hey, maybe my master doesn't want what I just fetched.
I don't know if they have that thought.
Or like a deer, like when he looks at a car driving up to it with its headlights on.
Sure.
So I had a moment of vulnerability, and I didn't like it.
Was it that?
I guess.
Okay. Well, figure it out then.
I got scared.
What do you want to know?
Well, okay, that's the next question is what should I be knowing? Which is equally as scary as the fact that I don't know.
Mathematics.
Well, I know basic arithmetic and stuff like that.
So you do know something.
I guess. Yeah, I do know how to like 1 + 1 = 2.
So you don't know nothing. You know some things.
But it's like it's,
How about okay? No, I'll make it easier for you.
yeah, make it easy.
What do you know? It's not nothing. What could you say is something that you actually know?
Okay, and this is a mind-blowing thing.
Okay.
Just because I think I know something doesn't mean that I actually know something.
What do you know then?
Because okay, well I could take an easy 1 + 1 = 2.
Do you know that?
I think I know that,
Okay.
but
Oh, no. This is a bullshit rabbit hole. No. Because you could say this, it would go all the way down to nothing is provable outside of your own experience. But that's a bullshit philosophical rabbit hole that is, to me, that's not even an interesting thing.
well, okay.
It's like, how do I know that you're not just a simulation from my head?
No.
That even you exist. How do I know that any of this is reality? How do I know that everything that happened before this exact moment in the present time happened at all?
But
Outside of your own
but
collected memory.
Well, okay. Whoa, slow down.
Dude, you're stepping on fucking thin ice, bro.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but like,
Dude, you already were.
Okay. What? Let's assume that
I almost spat out my tea.
Yeah. Let's assume that that's not true.
Got it.
Okay, so we can move on from that.
I think we could say that we know that's not true.
Well, to what degree?
See, dude, John,
No.
dude,
No. Let's assume that is in fact not true. Unanimous decision. Okay, what should I be like? If someone was to ask you, what is the most efficient thing that I should learn?
Yeah,
that will progress me as a person.
Mastering yourself.
Knowing
who you are.
Knowing yourself.
Yes.
Who am I?
You tell me. What are you? Who are you?
Okay. No. That's another rabbit hole. So let's assume that I know who I am and you know who you are.
Do you know who you are? Who are you?
Well, I am. My name is John McCoy. I didn't choose my name.
That was a given name.
Yeah, that was a given name. I didn't get to choose any of that.
Your name could be fucking Barack.
Hi, I'm Barack Obama.
It could be for all intents and purposes.
Look,
because you're not your name.
Yes. I'm not my name.
Who are you then?
I'm someone who is very curious. I'm a curious cat.
Okay.
Which some people might say is a bad thing.
Why?
Because curiosity killed the cat.
Sure.
So I might end up getting myself killed by being curious.
Okay.
And I do have a cool shirt on.
What?
That's me.
Oh.
It's California, nobody. Well, okay, no. Because this is a rabbit hole in itself. We can't not go down the other rabbit hole and then go down this rabbit hole. Let's assume that I know who I am and that you know who you are.
Okay.
Okay?
What if I don't know who I am?
Then we're fucked.
Why?
I was joking. Well, okay. I mean, does anyone know exactly who they are?
Sure.
I mean, it could be a constant process of
Self-discovery.
Self-discovery, yeah. So it's like I know parts of who I am, and there's also parts that I don't know
Okay.
or have yet to be uncovered.
Sure.
But let's just assume that we're good in that area, okay? We're good there.
I was about to say something that should not be said on air, and I'm glad I caught myself.
No. You got to say it.
Fuck no.
What do you mean?
No. Move past it.
What?
Just keep going. Keep going.
I think the audience wants to know what you were thinking, Garrett.
They'll never know.
But what if that's the most
The
important-
audience doesn't even know if anything up to the present moment has ever occurred. They can't prove anything. What did I even almost say? Did I even almost say anything? You have no proof of it whatsoever.
What if that was
You cannot prove to me that I was almost about to say something. Fucking go. Try it.
you're the one you're the one who said that you were about to say something.
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. But what if the thing you were about to say is what everyone needs to know? Like that was the
It certainly was not.
Well, okay. So you want to know a really taboo. See, that's a taboo thing. I'm gonna back up because if I get too taboo, too savage on the sophisticated savages, it'll scare people. But what if that's the exact kind of thing that we need to do?
Dude, don't be a pussy. Just say it.
Okay, there's this crazy statistic I saw today, and okay. I
Okay.
want to go back to the main thread. This is just a side note, real quick.
Okay.
Crazy statistic that I saw the other day, where it's like the majority of women in the world have admitted to having some kind of rape fantasy.
Yeah.
I know, isn't that insane? Like that is like insane.
Yeah. Interesting.
Let's perplexity though. What study found that a portion of women have had a rape fantasy their life? But it's like, how do I even, see, this is part of the main thread. It's like, how do I even believe? But apparently it was like a study conducted by Bavona and Critelli, published in the Journal of Sex Research, found that 62% of women have had a rape fantasy at some point in their lives.
Yeah, but what does that mean? What percentage are they saying? Because I have a lot of questions about that. Are you saying American women, all Western women, European women, in an urban area, in a suburban area? I'm always skeptical when they say
What
shit like that. Does this apply to people in
What's-
impoverished countries?
What study group was this research gathered from? On female undergraduates. Okay, in what country? Conducted in the U.S.
Okay.
355 female undergraduate students from a university in southwestern United States.
Dude. So they're drawing those statistics from 355 women from one university.
Okay, wait. And okay, how do we even know? Okay, well that goes into the main thread. You see, I see a crazy statistic.
Mm-hmm.
I researched it. It says these people conducted this study
For Sex and Whatever magazine.
Okay, but how do you know that any study is conducted properly?
Sure. Yeah. You should be very skeptical when you hear stuff like that.
See, one that like a taboo, like, like
I mean-
says who? Is it true? Is it not true? Okay, and that was another question. It's like, I found myself. It's like, do you always believe the AI? Is there ever a point? Of course, you don't always believe the AI, but it's like, do you believe the AI when it's beneficial to you, and don't believe the AI?
What do you
when
mean by
it's
that?
not
When you're
beneficial
asking,
to
like,
you?
specifically perplexity?
Yeah, because I actually caught myself the other day with my girlfriend Allison, where I was researching something, and there was a study that I didn't agree with, and I dug harder and basically proved Perplexity wrong. And then there was
All
studies.
Perplexity is doing is compiling data from a series of articles, which it can. The reason why it's useful is that you can use Perplexity instead of Googling something and going through the articles yourself with, however many search results, whatever. You can use Perplexity to speed read through 20 different articles at once, and then it'll provide the sources of them and give you the key bullet points from each of them. So the real way to do it, if you want to have like hard statistics or something like that, it's pretty good with numbers generally. But if you actually want to learn something, you should dig into the articles that it sources, check those sources, and then keep going from there. Like Perplexity is a starting point for knowledge. It's not an end result.
Well, okay, so that might just be like a ha-ha study. I mean, it's pretty... I mean, they make the point that it was a fantasy and not an actual desire. I mean, what? But, okay, so obviously...
Women typically, there's studies like that I've seen. I mean, I haven't read the studies. Fuck no, I'm not interested. I could actually read like a publication. But it was a lot of, like, men watch porn, women read porn.
Yeah.
And typically their pornographic fantasies, like think 50 Shades of Grey, have something to do with like basically an abusive, powerful man, like werewolf fantasies, vampires, pirates, renegade, rogue, powerful,
The healthcare
violent men.
dude that killed the healthcare CEO,
Yeah.
Luigi, he's handsome.
I guess, yeah.
Oh, that's what a large swath of the United States says. And they're actually like having sex fantasies about this dude. He's a murder psychopath killer of the CEO. It's actually like
I don't know enough about his actual motivations to call him a psychopath.
well, okay, so on X though, it's not psychopath. Yeah, I wouldn't call him a psychopath. Maybe he's just a murderer.
Do you know what, like the stuff that was written on the bullets?
What?
It was basically he had some kind of horrible illness that like his healthcare provider was the company that the CEO worked for. He was the CEO of or something like that. I had look it up. It's
No, I read all into it. Yeah. I read his manifesto and everything. How his mom
read
was
his
sick.
manifesto?
Yeah, I read his manifesto. His mom was sick. The healthcare was denying him. All that kind of stuff. What the healthcare company did to him and his mom, you could say was wrong. Did the CEO deserve to be executed?
No.
Who has kids and children too?
Yeah, of course not. No.
But disturbingly, if you go on X or something like that, half of the country is like in love with him. Like you have women like, oh my gosh, like I saw one where it's like this woman was like you guys don't understand Luigi. He's a passionate man. He saw a problem, formed a plan, and executed the plan. That creates a Bonnie and Clyde like attraction, and we love it.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. So okay, that's but okay, then tie it back though to the main thread of this, of what I'm trying to get at, the nut I'm trying to crack, and there is something to it. I think it's like, why would I need to know any of that? Why do I even care about the United Healthcare CEO or Luigi, the dude who murdered him? What?
Yeah, you don't.
Is there more important information that I should be going after right now?
Yeah, of course.
At all times.
Yeah, I mean, if you
And what
want
would that be?
if you get caught up in the news cycle, you could. Some of the happiest people on earth would be people who are completely disconnected to any of that stuff.
Yeah.
The same thing with Ukraine, with Gaza, with the fall of Syria. If you want to be up to date, quote unquote, on current affairs, so that you can have a perspective on the state of the world, that's the reason why you would follow some of that kind of stuff. But the thing is, those news outlets will try to find the most polarizing, shocking, divisive story that they possibly can and put it up on the front pages so that they can get people talking about it and get your eyeballs attached to it. It's not a natural state to be tied in at all times to everything happening around the world. It's brand new. It's never existed before in human history except for the last 15 years maybe. 15 years. For the entirety of human history, like, let's say the I'm a Roman and Carthage just fell, but I live close to the Germanic borders, like as a simple farmer, and I have my wife and kids in our community, and we live simple, honest lives. Like that, you'd be like, oh yeah, Carthage. Like, I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like that you wouldn't hear of it for weeks, and after the event. Or say if you're an American and there's these conflicts going on in the Middle East, in Africa, in Egypt, somebody was murdered or something like that, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't pay attention to it unless you were reading the front page of whatever paper that the select few stories were put out on. It's brand new to be tied in every single day. This many people were killed in Ukraine. This many people were executed in Gaza. The hostages still are there. 2 were released. The rest are still remaining. Somebody was kidnapped. A car bomb blew up. You're tied in constantly to this endless stream of negative information. It's
maddening.
Yeah, it's not. You don't need to know any of that shit. The world is different, but in a large part, it's still the exact same. It's just this is a brand new technology which has plugged everybody into this negative tube of information on a nonstop basis.
So how does one break that mold? How do we start ingesting information that is worthy of our palate, I guess?
My perspective is that all of this stuff is so brand new that it will be, like, you could just say the internet. It doesn't even have to be social media or mainstream news or anything like that. Let's just call it the internet. Is such a brand new technology where even before you would have access theoretically to this information, but now you have a smartphone, which directly plugs you in at all times. Like, think of the addictive nature of just reaching for your phone when you have nothing to do and just get sucked into that online world. But we're the experimentation generation. We are on the direct border where we had, let's say, 12 years of our childhood where we had no access to that kind of stuff. And then all of a sudden, it was thrown onto us. Whereas the generation just before us missed it, and the generation directly after us was born with iPads and iPhones and everything. So this is all experimental. We don't know. We're starting to figure out the negative ramifications of all this kind of stuff. But it can be used for undescribable good. If the access to knowledge has been broken wide open. You could be a kid in an impoverished suburb or district of New Orleans, New York, Chicago, wherever, and if you have an iPhone, you could learn any skill that could bring you out of any position that you're in. Whereas before, think of this. I think I've talked about this before. Thomas Jefferson at his estate in Monticello at one point had a robust library that at the time you could say possessed the sum of knowledge gathered at that point in human history. Now, and he was one of the wealthiest men in all of America, one of the founding fathers, one of the wealthiest men in all of America. He had plantations, slaves, vineyards. He had fresh ice cream at his estate in the 1700s. But now, what you could pull up in a split second in your iPhone dwarfs the level of knowledge that he would have had contained within that room. The difference is that he read those books. He pursued that knowledge. We have access to it, but we don't use it. We use it for watching girls shake their tits on fucking Instagram and stupid shit, violence, people getting murdered, and every negative thing that could so easily attract your attention. It's like the struggle between good and evil. It's all there. You can tune into the higher frequency and not pay attention to any of that other stuff.
They call that, so one of the modern terms they call tapping into the things that you need to know is called signal.
Sure.
Like you're tuning into real signal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, meaning signal is like something worth knowing. Like you're tuned into the signal. All the other chafe, riffraff stuff you don't need is not signal. It's a noise.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they call it. Yeah, it's noise. Like
or resistance.
Like a TV you know, like that kind of thing. You're just getting hit with noise. True signal is you're tapped in with the source of the things you actually need to know.
Yeah, but that's going to the higher place. Like that's where I would bring God and the Socrates, like the strive for perfection, and that it's difficult. I mean, we're human. You have it within your capability at every moment to live up to your highest potential, but we fall because we're human and we don't. But that takes so much effort. It's
I feel like
it's
noise
feeding
is
the
like
wolf.
fast food.
Oh, you could say it's many things.
Quick and easy.
Yeah, it's an immediate
fills you up immediately.
an immediate hit of dopamine. An immediate hit. Like, oh, I'm bored. Let me go on Instagram and just scroll through bullshit. Because it's an immediate hit. Like, oh, I'm uncomfortable right now. Instead of just sitting and thinking and being productive, I don't want to do that. I want an immediate hit. Like, this is too hard. Let me just pull up my phone. I catch myself doing that all the time. It's too easy. It's a drug. It's an immediate shot.
It's actually maddening. I find myself going mad with it,
dude.
In some degree.
Oh, they call that doom scrolling too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, 100%, man.
No, it's like a ball and chain on my leg.
Yeah.
And I'm a ravenous wolf that's like gnawing at the chain, but I'm also taking out chunks of my leg at the same time. So it's like bloody, rusted, and gross.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
And it's like like the Fleetwood Mac, like gotta
break the chain.
Break the chain. Yeah, break the chain.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's not like you just wake up one morning with a profound realization and then your life is different. Every single day you have to restart that battle. But it becomes easier.
No, I've had moments though where I break the chain seemingly. But it's like I get sucked back in.
It becomes that's something that I find too, is that like as we age, as we become more mature, one of the actual parts of learning something is not repeating the same mistakes. Like I'll make a mistake so many times and then I know that what I did was wrong and I learn from it. And in that moment, I understand fully how I can be better, how I should be better, and I know the path that I should take going forward. And I may follow that path for months at a time, but then something will happen where one day I'm lazy, like I didn't go to the gym, I didn't write, I didn't do all the things that I should have done, so I'm primed to repeat a same mistake, and then I will, and then it's like it restarts. Exactly. It's a lot harder to break a bad habit than it is to start and keep with a good one. It's like they say about integrity. It takes a lifetime to build a reputation. It takes 1 minute to destroy it. It's so easy. And that's when you're talking about excellence. How can you overcome these things? By daily understanding that you're human, and so you have to strive to your absolute utmost in order to live up to your fullest potential, which is very difficult. It has to be every single day. It's not like you're baptized and therefore you're a Christian. It's like, no, you have to be a Christian today in order to actually be a Christian. Or you could say that with any philosophy, Taoist, Buddhist, whatever. It's momentum. So it becomes easier with momentum. It's feeding the wolves. There's the good wolf and the bad wolf. Which one will you feed?
I feel like we feed both. Yeah.
Of course we do, because we're human.
Yeah. But
that's the thing too. Like the bad wolf, dude, he's ready. The good wolf is like he needs love. He needs attention, affection constantly. Well, the bad wolf is like he's ready at any moment.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. The social media, and it gets, for me, it's gotten more maddening over time, and it makes me feel like I'm a bound sheep being led to slaughter every single time. Like it's like I see how powerful it is.
Well, every time that you fall for it, it becomes harder to break away.
Yes, yeah. Well, and I see how powerful it is, and I don't even understand. This is how fucking ignorant I am. I don't even understand how the social media is engineered. the math behind those algorithms.
Watch The Social Dilemma. It's
I
brilliant.
have watched The Social Dilemma.
It explains it a lot. I mean, there's basically a host of. I mean, Mark Zuckerberg's now in the top 5 or 10 most wealthiest individuals in the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's Meta. Is it $1 trillion company? I believe it is.
I think so. Yeah. I think. Well,
Let's just say, for all intents and purposes, it is.
This is one of my favorite sites. Market cap. Company. Love. Sorry. Love companies marketcap.com. 1.5 trillion.
Okay, so there you go. And this happened before it was a $1.5 trillion company, but you basically have some of the greatest computer engineers. I mean, you have the greatest computer engineers that the world has produced, crafting these algorithms and software fed through these NVIDIA-powered supercomputers.
Yeah.
Specifically to keep you engaged on their platform.
It
to
makes me
get
feel
you to
like
not
a
pull
peon.
away.
Nothing makes me feel like a peon than that.
Yeah.
Like
No, that's a big thing too. It's time is not your greatest asset. Your attention is your greatest asset. Your attention is far more valuable than your time. How you're directing your attention.
Yeah.
We're young, so we have everything in front of us. We have time, but if you don't use that to its utmost and direct your attention towards profitable
what do you feed
ventures.
your attention on your time?
Mm-hmm.
Where do you feed your attention on the time that you have?
Exactly.
So
they, in a way, they know you better than you know yourself. Because think of how long you've had Instagram
well,
for.
okay, that's kind of like the horror of it, though. It's like, have I already been defeated? Have I already
No, fuck no.
been devoured?
Dude, you could just delete Instagram. You could delete all
No,
of it.
I've done that.
So have I.
The
only reason I
I've
re-downloaded
deleted it
Mm-hmm.
and I've re-downloaded it, and then eventually I go right back to where I was.
It's the same mistakes.
Yeah.
One of the best times of my life was when my Instagram account got hacked by ISIS. Got hacked by ISIS on my birthday. And that was maybe 3 years ago. I woke up and my Facebook and Instagram account were spamming every half a second the photo of the ISIS flag. And then they locked me out of my account, which I'd had since I was like 14.
Yeah.
Never, and there's no one to contact to regain access to it. So I just lost it. And they tried to get into my Google account, but Google had better security. So they weren't able to get it. They weren't able to crack it. So I lost all social media for I was off for over a year and a half. And to think there was just zero any of that feedback. Zero anything.
Yeah.
The only reason I re-downloaded is because it's such a tool to market yourself. It can be a tool that can be used for
cost?
good. Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Because if you have it, you're gonna use it. You're gonna look at it.
Yeah. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, I'll download it to market myself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's how they get you.
I gotta open it to market myself.
Exactly.
Oh, the first thing I see when I open it is something that it knows I would be interested in.
Exactly.
Because it knows me better than I know myself.
It has a file on you now dating back 15
Forever.
years.
As long as I've used it.
Yeah.
The inception
About
of
15
using it.
years. Yeah. So think about that.
So it knows what I like.
Mm-hmm.
It knows I like fresh sourdough bread being molded
I
and
will
then
say this.
baked into the oven and then cut.
I've crafted my algorithm, though, by feeding it information that is actually incredibly beneficial. My algorithm right now is sales, like entrepreneur guys, workout videos, and puppies. I send the puppies to Caroline.
But you've already said, though, I mean, is you don't control your algorithm, though.
You can, though. All no,
You can influence.
Think of it like this. Well, yeah.
You don't absolutely have control over it because
What it does though is if it feeds you on your For You page a certain set and you see it and you just scroll away immediately, or you shut off the app, or I'll go in and I'll pull up a series of tabs and you can hit not interested on them to where you're training it. And then for like a workout video or a sales video or something positive, travel, you can go in there and tell it suggest more like this, and it will do it. But every now and again, it's going to slip in some of the dark arts. It's going to feed you. It's going to feed you exactly what you're not looking for, but you're going to look at. Because it's
tailored to do that.
Its primary goal is specifically to keep you looking at it. That's it.
It's like okay, we'll give you like no. But even that is still like it's like the Trojan horse. Like we'll give you some finance puppies. You know, sneak the horse into your city, and then we're gonna give you the dark arts.
It's almost like, could you say it's actually the algorithm is a malevolent entity?
Yeah.
In a sense, because you know what they did. That's what
I
they
feel
found.
like I'm at war with it constantly. Like I am Neo in the Matrix. I am the guy that is aware of it, and I'm constantly at war at it.
Well, and
it fucks me up.
They did
on
that
a
though,
regular basis.
In The Social Dilemma, that's what they found. It's the same thing with Howard Stern. They did a study for Howard Stern's show that said that the listeners of his show who love him typically listen for an hour. The people who hate him listen for 2 hours.
Ooh.
Think about that. And it's the same thing with the algorithm. Negative information, divisive information is far more profitable, far more successful and engaging than positive information by an exponential standard.
Yeah, it's like the be careful the way you lean, because when you're cut, that's the way you'll fall. I thought I heard like a dog, dude. I heard like a.
It's my stomach. It's complaining.
Well, okay, so yeah, I mean,
Hold that thought. I gotta take a leak.
Okay. All right, we're
pull up The Social Dilemma.
Stretch. You want to watch it?
We have excerpts from it.
Is that the signal that we need to be listening to?
Maybe not.
It could be.
John, where you at? I'm so hungry. Fuck.
See, that's the whole thing about the live. It's like we need to take the breaks. We need to. You see what I'm saying? Like when we need to get up.
Yeah.
There's no just stagnantly sitting. But when I am onto an idea right here. So, all right. Back in action. So So right now, what is actual? Okay, what is actual signal? What is the thing that we need to be talking about? The thing that we need to be knowing. So you said what you direct your attention to is the most valuable resource and not time, right?
Yeah.
Well, if the most dangerous thing that can take your attention away is social media.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that that's the most negative.
Maybe in the
thing.
21st century.
You could say it to anything, man. Like my grandma has mean world syndrome because she watches fucking, I don't know, Foxy, and she watches all of them probably. Forgot, like whatever. But
That is media, though.
sure, but not social media.
Yeah, it could be a form of social media. It's like social. People talk, discuss.
Not by its direct. No, that's different. That's mainstream media. Social media, mainstream media can overlap, but they're separate.
Yeah, but what if it's the same thing that Fox News, CNN tells her exactly what they know she'll want to know, time again?
I think it's just distraction, negativity. That's the thing that's the most dangerous. Signal, the actual signal, and I do this. This is what like a big thing that I have to do every day. Is say one day you wake up, you spring out of bed, throw the sheet off you, and you're just fucking amped, ready to go, seize the day, tackle everything. But there's other days where you could have a string of momentum backing you up, but today I'm tired. Today I didn't get out of bed. I slept in. I didn't eat a good breakfast. I didn't go to the gym. I didn't do all these things that prime me to be the best version of myself. But there's ways to overcome all of that so you don't fall, by reminding yourself of the things that you have to be grateful for and the things that you have before you and your responsibility, and to actually enjoy all of this. Like it's so easy when you have something in front of you, say like a spouse, a partner, a friend, an opportunity, whatever it might be, that you could so easily take for granted these gifts, these blessings. And it's a form of enlightenment to remind yourself like how brief life is, and that none of this is guaranteed, and that you're so lucky to be a part of all of this, and that you greet the day with like, I'm so thankful for this moment, this day that I have in front of me. Like don't let any of this pass you by, because you can. Like I said, that's a day-to-day thing. That's not something you just learn and then you have it forever. It has to be fed daily, constantly. You could start off that morning and have a great morning and a good beginning of the day, and then you fall at the end.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay. I think being grateful is a powerful tool to combat fear and anxiety and all those kinds of things. Being grateful,
Sure.
but the thing though that unnerves me, because I actually am grateful for what I have right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am grateful. The thing that unnerves me though, and that pulls at me, and it's like the signal kind of thing. It's like, because of my own ignorance of not knowing, how do I know that I am not just, John McCoy, am running in a hamster wheel?
What do you mean?
So, okay, we already know that there's these incredibly intelligent engineers, right, that
Yes.
exist in this world, that are far smarter than I in terms of engineering, of like actual algorithms, the actual math, the actual mechanisms of social media and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Far smarter than me than that. And it's like, so much of my day is media, and it is... And media comes to... I don't even have to look at media through my phone for media to come to me.
Mm-hmm.
The media can actually come to me through you, through friends, through family, through other people. Hey, did you hear this? What do you think about the United Healthcare CEO? See, I don't even have to be on the app on the Instagram, on the X, on the whatever, it can in an almost sense. See, I'm being dramatic, but it's like, ooh, am I being dramatic kind of thing? It's like, say it can possess my sister almost, and then it comes to me. Hey, did you hear about the United Healthcare CEO, Luigi? What do you think about that? You see what I'm saying? It's like the media. It's almost like an octopus with many tentacles, and it weaves its tentacles into so many people of society that how do I know that I am not just in a hamster cage, in a hamster wheel, running the laps that the social media masterminds want me to run? Now, of course,
I don't think it's like that.
I'm not being. I know God. I know those things. Like I know how to, I think, break the matrix, so to say. But it's like, where is? I mean, that is part of what I'm getting at. It's like, we're real estate agents. In case the now audience doesn't know that. We could literally spend our time right now going, hey, let's just look at interest rates. You know,
but that doesn't matter.
The Fed has
That's nothing.
The Fed has a meeting behind closed doors, and they talk about what rate they want to set, and come out on TV, and then they announce the rate, and then, everybody's shocked because the market goes down because the rate that they already talked about and preset weeks before just dropped. And we can literally Perplexity real estate interest rates. I would say that would, like, you're running that hamster wheel ball if you're doing that.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? That is not signal. That, like, you are a cog in that exact moment. You are not providing real signal. You are not providing real, genuine wavelength.
Correct.
You are the noise.
Correct.
You've become a part of the noise.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not only are you consuming noise, it's like, no, you are noise now.
Yeah.
You've become the noise.
Sure.
So it's kind of, I'm being a little dramatic. You see what I'm saying? Like it's kind of horrifying. It's like a horror kind of thing.
I think of it like this. There is what you're getting into is, from what it seems to me, you're getting into this territory. There is subjective truth and there is objective truth.
Yes.
And it would go into a philosophical and spiritual based thought process.
I feel like I have to go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a necessity.
There is an objective truth. God is objective truth.
Someone would say, how do you know that God is an objective truth?
How do you know that God is an objective truth? God is an all-encompassing, all-powerful, omniscient being. He is the creator of everything. Everything that points to him is good. He is goodness itself. It is what it is. If you accept that, then you're on your right path. If you don't, I really don't know how you can arrive at the truth other than having an objective truth to point toward. Because if you're going off of, here's the actual arguments. Atheism, atheism at its core, the premise of atheism in a universe that is random, that has organized itself into intelligent beings, is a predetermined reality. Because there was the Big Bang, and because of the organization of atoms through chaos, human beings have emerged. Therefore, there is no possible way to point to an event like the slaughtering of children, to the Holocaust, to the gulags, to sex trafficking, and objectively, verifiably, evidently say that this is bad. There is no standard for which you can point to good and bad for. Everything, reality itself, is predetermined. The conversation that we're having right now, the way that my lips and tongue are moving to express these words, has been predetermined since the Big Bang. You have no agency. You have no choice. Everything is predetermined. What will be, will be. So there is no good or bad.
That's one of the most maddening philosophies someone could
People seriously believe that. Hyper-intelligent, extremely articulate people believe this. Actually. But if you have an objective truth, that is God. If you have an ideal to strive toward, that is your God. Whatever standard you're holding yourself to at any given moment, that is your God. If you feed your lust and your laziness and your pride, those things are your God. They are what you give the most value to. They are what you give the most worth to, because you are actually, regardless of what you say you believe, your actions speak the most loudly. That's why Jesus says, I am the truth, I am the light, I am the way. He's not, I died for your sins, therefore you're saved. Hallelujah, even though some Christians believe that. I think that's a fallacy entirely. You're not just saved because he died for your sins. He's the direction. He is the path to walk down. He is the example. He is the objective truth, the objective reality. He is the word itself. In the beginning, there was the word.
See, my dad believes that he actually thinks, in a sense, the reverse of that, where you are not saved by your actions. You are saved by the grace and salvation of Jesus Christ.
That argument, though, would claim that because you were baptized, therefore you will be saved regardless of the path that you walk down.
No, it basically the idea is that if you believe in Jesus and you believe
No. You see that though?
that
No.
you're saved,
Then you have to actually say, what is belief then? Is belief you saying that you think something? Or is belief the method by which you adhere your actions to that philosophy and those teachings? There's people all the time, I've seen them all my fucking life, who say that they're a Christian, they're pieces of fucking shit, that they don't know what the fuck they believe, but they say they're a Christian. I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe that the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ will save me from my sinful ways, John. You'd be like, you don't even know what that means.
are you about to take an axe out and bury it in my face?
No, seriously, that's dude. The Pharisees,
and I
Pharisees,
baptize you in blood in wedges.
It's the flying spaghetti monster. It's the flying spaghetti monster. It's the same thing with the Pharisees. These people don't know what they believe in. They believe in the tradition. They believe that they were brought up in this way, and they act in complete antithetical means to what they say they believe. What you actually believe is how you act. It's who you actually are. That's why Guardini, the monk who wrote The Lord, he spent his entire life breaking down every passage from the New Testament and tying it back in a spiritual, philosophical sense to the Old Testament and practicality, what it actually means. One of the best things from that book, and there's so many excerpts from it. If you haven't read it, that's one of the best books I've ever read in my life. It's wrong. It's a wrong prayer to say, thank you, God, for making me a Christian, for baptizing me a Christian. That's nothing. You can be baptized. That don't mean shit. If you're baptized, you can go out and conduct a satanic ritual and rape children and murder people for psychopathic nothing. Then you're not a Christian, just even though you were baptized. You're a Christian if you wake up that morning and say, I'm going to do everything in my power to direct all of my actions, my words, my thoughts, my whole being towards this path, which I hold to be the objective standard of good, which is Jesus. And so that's what I think too, and that's how you can actually perceive the Holy Spirit. That's how you, if you believe in that, you can call it many different things. It don't matter to me. You know, everybody's friends here. You can call it whatever you want. You could say it's your conscience, but you know at every moment of your existence whether or not you're living up to your fullest potential of your being or if you're not. And that's a choice too.
So, what if someone objectively believes something that is in fact bad?
Wait, what?
What if someone objectively believes something is good and true, and other people believe that it's objectively bad and not true?
Could you give an example?
I could.
Okay, no. Wait. What you just said is a contradiction. What if somebody believes that something is objectively true? That's a subjective statement.
Well, yeah. I mean, how often do we believe something is objective when it is in fact subjective?
What are you basing your belief in?
maybe. I mean, the idea that I just thought off the top of my head, I don't know if this is a good idea or not,
Polygamy.
is like, no, that was not it. The idea I thought in my head was like the Crusaders being like, we need to do X because of Jesus.
Sure. Or jihadists.
Yeah. So you'd be like, they're one and the same, the Crusaders and the jihadists.
No, I think that that's very complex. I don't really have a direct answer for that. My only thing that I would say would be look at the actual words themselves. Thomas Jefferson, when he was running for president, there was smear campaigns that came against him. That's another big thing. Like, people think politics are this and that, and they're so divisive today. Dude, Thomas Jefferson and what's his name? His opponent? John Adams, maybe?
Let's see.
I think it might have been.
Let's see. Who was Thomas Jefferson's main rival? Alexander Hamilton?
No, it wasn't him. Maybe it was Madison and another one. It doesn't matter. But basically, back in the day, they said everything from like
Aaron Burr?
Far worse stuff than what they say now about political people. But it doesn't
John Adams was also a significant political opponent of Jefferson.
Whichever one it was,
well, okay,
they both were on their deathbed. They died the same day, and both the words out of their mouth was, "The other lives."
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Say that again?
I'm going to butcher this. I think it was John Adams and James Madison. It was one of the founding fathers. They had an intense rivalry between each other.
It says John Adams.
They both died on the same day, and the words spoken on their deathbed was, like, if it was John Adams, it was Thomas Jefferson lives. Or if it was Thomas Jefferson, I don't think it was Thomas Jefferson. I want to say it was Madison now. It doesn't sound right to say it was Jefferson.
Well, what's your point?
We're getting sidetracked, though.
Yeah.
No. Thomas Jefferson, when he was running for president, they were trying to claim that he was an atheist. And so they were coming at him saying, basically, what do you actually believe in? Because he would never give outright answers. And he said, okay, I'll tell you what I believe in. And what he did is he published, it's called the Jeffersonian Bible. And what he published, he goes, this is a summation of everything that I actually believe. This is my philosophy.
Yeah.
And it was the New Testament, except it was only the words spoken by Jesus. It had no descriptions, no backstory, no events occurring whatsoever. It was exclusively the words that Jesus spoke.
Yeah, like they paint them in red or whatever in some Bibles.
Yeah, exactly. It was only that. It was only the words that he spoke. He said, that's what I believe.
Yeah, Jefferson was the opponent of the Federalists. So yeah, Alexander Hamilton, John Adams were part of the Federalists, so they believed in strong central government. Jefferson was a part of the Democratic Republican Party, which stood in opposition.
The Democratic Republican Party.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because those were the two
I know it was
rivalry.
The Federalists and the Anti-Federalists.
Yeah, it was like the
similar.
Democrats versus the Republicans of back then.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating how it's always almost been two-party system. It just changes its name and like
it's essentially the same thing. Big government versus small government.
Yeah, I guess that could be some good signal then. Good signal.
Yeah.
What else would be signal? See, I mean, you could go into Federalist and Anti-Federalist, which might be signal. I find that some of the most fascinating stuff to read about and learn about is the 1700s political information. And
if I was going to go into anything like that, I would just want to go into Napoleon again.
Napoleon?
The French Revolution, yeah. Dude, if you actually think about it, if you look at it on a map, you really need to think Napoleon made it all the way to Moscow. He marched all the way from Paris, not in one war, not in one conflict, but from Paris to Moscow and burned Moscow. It's incredible. But the same thing like Hitler, they arrived in the summer and left in the winter because they couldn't survive the Russian winter.
Yeah, I mean that is another thing that makes me just feel like a little peon in a hamster wheel is that I'm sitting right now in a room of a house I own in Louisiana. And Napoleon was marching to Moscow with an army.
Yeah. History doesn't need another Napoleon, though.
What if I want to march to Moscow with an army, though?
Then there's ways to make that happen in your own theoretical, metaphysical method of having influence in the world.
What if that's like
shaping world events?
What if that's like is the signal though? Like we have to raise an army, whether it be a metaphysical army or a literal army or both.
Yeah, I think that first you need influence, you need success in order to make that happen anyway, and you really need to know what you actually want. That's a big thing. Is what do you actually want?
I feel like success follows signal.
Yeah. Well, it's tuning into, and that's knowing yourself is, okay, John, what do you actually want out of life? Do you want to have a family? Like where do you find value? Where do you find happiness? How do you structure things? What's the objective good that you're striving towards?
Well, I think it's...
do you know?
Well, I think it's like somewhere kind of like... I mean, Napoleon...
You might want the fucking dark arts, man.
Maybe I do, yeah. Well, I feel like Napoleon didn't really... I mean, he had a wife, didn't have much of a relationship kind of thing because he was out doing his campaigns.
I don't know. That movie, all I know is the fucking Napoleon movie was bullshit.
Yeah. So who really knows there, honestly? I feel like...
Dude, I would say the majority of the American population thinks Napoleon was like 5'6".
How tall was he actually?
He was average height.
Well, okay. I feel like I am called to do both. I'm called to
You
be...
want to play the fucking dark arts?
No. I'm saying that like family, but at the same time, like go invade kind of thing. So kind of like, honestly, the 1700s founding fathers, I feel like I need to be like them. Like that's the role model as American, where you do have the farm and the family and the house, that kind of thing. But you're also like sending letters to like Britons telling them like fuck off, and like also might like fire a pistol or two and like generate some electricity with a kite.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that.
That kind of thing.
The beauty about having a family, if you do it the right way, is that we all have our philosophies on how we want to change the world. And by having children, you're able to basically build that version of paradise on earth.
Mm-hmm.
You're directly able to feed, like, this is what I've learned. This is everything I have. Like, take all of it. It's the closest. It's
like a mini experiment that helps you form your greater experiment.
Exactly, because if you want to change the world, then what you would do is change people's minds and their hearts. But think if you had someone that was like you, truly like you, that you were able to do that and actually raise them and provide and give everything to them and then send them off into the world.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And then they become their own heroes in their own story. It's incredible. It's the story of life. That's the real beauty of it.
It's a circle of life. Well, yeah.
And it's like you can feed them even more, even a better version of yourself than what you could give to the world. Because if you want them to be what they could be, then you're going to feed them everything that's good and real. And trying to, making them competent.
Maybe I just need to have children.
I think that actually is a key thing. We're going to start trying to have kids this summer.
Yeah, maybe that's like where I'm like the signal I'm missing. It's like I'm not...
First, you got to get married.
Yeah.
See, that's another thing, though, is having a wife. That's another way that I've seen it's you can see a part of yourself that's missing in Now I'm not just living for myself. I'm living for another.
Yeah, I feel like it's almost like you're discredited. Like your opinion doesn't hold as much weight if you don't have a kid. And I know people would be like, "Oh, that's not true."
Oh, I agree with that.
Some people would be like, "Oh, that's not true."
Oh, I think
I feel like that's like a Jordan Peterson thing. Like, well, if you don't have a family and you don't get to call it your own, how can you ever conceptualize anything worth knowing?
yeah. Well, if people are like, think of it in like in terms of politics, if people are making these policies, these fucking retards in Washington that are making these policies, and it's like, dude, you're like an antithetical entity than what I am, and you don't have kids. Your values are completely misaligned with mine, and so then how could I respect your opinion in that way? No, not respect your opinion, but how could I adhere to your philosophy when you're trying to change the world in a way that's completely different than what I believe?
Mm-hmm.
But that's when you really start looking to the future too, is when you have kids. Or fuck, I don't know. I don't have them yet.
Well, yeah, it's like, I mean, like, I feel like the founding fathers, they were like having kids, they were having their family, and they were also like in it. They were also conquering land in a sense.
Yeah.
Like Napoleon, but like in their way.
Definitely.
So it's like, it's a golden ratio where I feel like, I don't know. See, it's like the ethos of American as an American. It's like, is my ethos more like Napoleon, or is it more like Ben Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, George Washington?
Napoleon was a great man. He's one of the most fascinating and complex figures in human history. But would he be an American?
Alexander the Great too. I mean,
yeah, would he be an American though? Fuck no. Dude, we'd be like, dude, fucking kill that motherfucker. American would be like, are you kidding me? This fucking guy? Like, no.
Yeah.
You're going to take me to Moscow? Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking going. It's the same thing I think about Russia, too. It's like, you're going to send my ass to fucking Russia? Fuck you.
Yeah.
No. This is tyrannical.
This is America.
That's right. No, dude, this is tyrannical. Like, where's my fucking representation?
Yeah. Well, you're going to send me to Moscow during the winter?
Yeah, exactly. Dude,
you're out of your goddamn mind.
The one thing you see this, though, about Napoleon,
Yeah.
He was in Moscow. He didn't send people to Moscow. He went to Moscow. Same thing with Alexander the Great. Dude, same thing with George fucking Washington, too.
Yeah.
You'd be like, dude, you want to show me a leader? You want to lead me? Then actually lead me.
Yeah.
Then I'll follow.
Yeah.
You're just signing a fucking e-signature on some bullshit.
Yeah, an e-signature to send my family to Moscow during the winter, and you don't even come yourself.
Exactly. See, that's a big thing. U.S. recruitment for, and that's a fascinating rabbit hole that I've been going into, is like actual, like, veterans in the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan and like what actually happened there. Those people, like, dude, those are heroes. That's like, if you want to talk about adventure, heroic motherfuckers, like, dude, that's it right there. They're incredible and inspiring. It's very different than what I actually thought years ago. But the U.S. recruitment, especially for special forces like Delta Force and SEAL Team 6, DevGru, all that kind of stuff, they are way down, because the youth today are starting to see like, dude, where the fuck, like, why are we here?
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna send me where? Why am I joining this?
Yeah.
And that's
For
something
who?
too. All
For
the
whose benefit?
the veterans say that too. Even the baddest motherfuckers, like the Reaper and shit. The people who that's actually a sniper's name in Iraq. His name was the Reaper.
Yeah.
They would ask him, so you did all this stuff, and be like, did you have any regrets when you were doing it? Like, no, man, like, I'm killing bad guys. It is what it is. Like, I'm here to do a job, and I'm doing my job for myself, my country, and my teammates. But then they ask, should we have been there? No. And that's one thing about Trump too with Syria, dude. We're probably already there. It's like, don't send people to Syria. Do not send them to fucking Syria.
Well, yeah.
Is this Signal, John?
Well, no. Part of it's Signal. Yeah, it's the skin in the game leaders. Like, there is something very perverse about a leader saying that we have to go somewhere and then not going there themselves.
Or sending nearly $1 trillion of weapons and aid to a country that could spark a thermonuclear war because entities in America are for profit and don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like perverse.
Yeah, it's
Hypocrisy.
It's corruption. It's everything. You could put so many labels on it.
Yeah, there was that thing. You saw I mean, this is going to kind of current events, and maybe this is not Signal, or maybe it is Signal. You saw the thing with like Elon Musk and the Doge Commission and the bill.
What about
that
it?
just happened? There's this bill that was supposed to be passed through today that was supposed to keep the federal government open because the government's about to shut down because we don't have the money. And we need to pass a bill to higher the limit,
raise the budget.
Yada, 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 yada. Yeah, raise the budget. And the bill they introduced was this like insane bill that was 1,000 and something pages, like this high.
It always is,
paper.
100%.
It had funding for a NFL stadium in Washington, D.C. in it. It had a raise for Congress tax members. It had like all this other kind of stuff that has nothing to do with keeping the government open. And they tried to ram it through like right before the senators and representatives got off for Christmas holidays, basically, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Elon Musk on the Doge Commission using AI and said like, hey,
It's not even in yet.
Yeah, not even in yet, saying we have gorged this bill, spit out every single thing in a clean like 1-page paper of what this does.
Yeah.
And like Vivek Ramaswamy, who's a part of the Doge Commission right now.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, Vivek Ramaswamy. He actually read the entire bill.
Wow.
Like the 1,000-something pages in like days.
Wow.
And says, I've read that. So basically they said, the jig is up. Hey, citizens of the United States, this is the main points that this bill contains.
Can you pull that up?
Yeah, it actually would be like on X.
You should look up the COVID stimulus packages too and what was actually in there.
No, like the main page for Doge. See, this, he actually made it. It's the Department of Government Agency, Doge, at Doge
Efficiency.
on X. Efficiency, yeah. And then, so I haven't gotten through the story yet. This was the original bill. And so, yeah. The 1,500-page continuing resolution, pay increase for members of Congress from $174,243, a new football stadium in D.C., 72 pages of pandemic preparedness response policy.
Huh.
Oh, they even had a renewal of the Global Engagement Center, which is currently being sued for censorship. They even had money for new bioresearch labs. Of like, they want to open new bioresearch labs, like to fund COVID kind of thing. So basically, this went viral everywhere. Like and then the American citizens were like calling their constituents and were like, "Fuck no." So then they actually reduced it from 15,000 words to 116 pages. So the Doge Commission actually worked. It raised it because normally they would just ram it through. No one in the country would know what's in the bill. No one would care. No one would question anything. The jig's up though with the Doge. Like, hey, this is using AI. You can gorge a 10,000 word bill.
Fantastic. Look at this.
Yeah, using AI, you can gorge a 10,000 word bill and spit out the main points within a second.
Let's look at this. I want to see what the changes were.
Yeah.
No pay raise for Congress. So this is the updated 116 pages versus the original 1,547 pages.
Yeah.
Now there will be no pay raise for Congress, no transfer of the football stadium land, no global engagement center extension, no section of pandemic preparedness and response, no language chains for justice involved individuals. Dude, a language change.
Yeah. So, okay, so then
I love that.
wait. So
I love it.
The story's not over yet. So today, the 116-page bill was voted on, and it failed. So the government's going to shut down tomorrow. The government's already shutting down. Well, yeah, and that's what
that happens all the time, though.
Well, yeah, that's what Elon Musk, though. He goes on the Doge Commission. He goes, when they mislead you, when they say that the government shuts down, none of the critical infrastructure shuts down.
Mm-hmm.
Only the superfluous stuff. Your Congress members aren't getting paid. Like none of the critical infrastructure shuts down. So they make it scary. Like, oh no, the government's shutting down. Blah blah blah. But all the Democrats basically voted to not pass it. They were for the bigger bill. But here's the thing, about 54 Republicans voted not to pass it too. So all the Democrats voted not to pass it, and like 54 Republicans. And so people are saying, they're saying now like, oh, I didn't know that President Musk was in on the situation. Like they're saying that they're calling Elon Musk president. Like they're on the floor of the House going, I didn't realize that President Musk was making all the decisions.
PBD said that they're going to try and drive a wedge between Musk and Trump.
Yeah.
Musk is going to be public enemy number one because at the end of 4 years, Trump is out. Elon Musk has just begun. He's going to be the primary target.
Yeah.
And they're going to want a divided House cannot stand. They're going to try and divide by saying that it was Musk who won the election, not Trump. By Musk is the one with key influence in Washington now, not Trump.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the government's going to be shut down. And yeah, Elon Musk, his philosophy is like, good, let it shut down. Let it not reopen until we can balance the spending of the United States.
Let it not reopen until Inauguration Day.
Let it not it's almost like let it just not reopen ever.
Honestly, yeah.
Like shut the government down. It's no longer, you see what I'm saying? It's when you're including a football stadium in a bill to keep the country government running.
They should really do this in retrospect and all this information's already come out, but for the COVID relief packages, look up the breakdown of stimulus packages on Perplexity.
On Perplexity?
Yeah. Break down the allocation of funds for COVID-19 relief, COVID-19 stimulus packages.
No, and another thing people are saying
Do you know how fun it would be just to fucking smash this fucking laptop?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Imagine if you were one of those fucking idiots. Like, oh, make a viral content. Like, I'm just beating my computer with a baseball bat and like, oh, it only got like 1,000 views.
Yeah. That sucks. Lost $1,000 and only got 1,000 views. Like you lost,
exactly.
You lost $1.
Do you know those? That computer's 1,700, wasn't it?
Yeah. Wait, real quick though. They're saying a lot of people are saying though that we should bring back to the government Elon Musk single issue bills where you can only vote on one single issue at a time.
Absolutely.
Instead of doing like a spaghetti monster bill.
Look it up. Did it say? Dude, look up how many pages the COVID stimulus package was. Let's see. Put my glasses back on.
4.6 trillion allocated for relief and stimulus efforts in the United States.
Blind motherfucker.
Economic impact payments, $814 billion. Paycheck protection program, $349 billion. State and government aid, healthcare and public health measures, education and childcare. I mean, who even comes up with the logistics for this?
This is bullshit. This is not everything.
But it's like, oh, we're gonna shut down the entire country. This is where we need to allocate the funds. Like, who even has the mental capacity to logistic that. We need to send about $319 billion to the education department. We need to send about $800 billion to child relief care. We need to send maybe $1.2 trillion to governments.
You know where it comes from? Out of their fucking ass.
Well, it's like, is this the signal? Are we signaling right now?
I don't know.
The Doge Commission. People are railing, saying, I'm going to say the other viewpoint. They're saying that Elon Musk, an unelected billionaire, is now a fascist.
How is he fascist?
Basically,
because they're saying the consolidation of government and business.
Yeah, he is a top business owner, SpaceX, government contracts, Tesla, top 10 companies in the world, now totally intermingled with government affairs. That is literally,
by definition, I think that actually would be fascism. I think that would be fascist.
Yeah, that sounds
interesting.
So, well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people there's a lot of philosophy that basically says that National Socialism and fascism actually is a superior form of government to just direct democracy. Which I'm not saying that that's true, but
the counterpart is that the government in power was verging on it wasn't communist, but it had socialistic communistic tendencies. The suppression of speech,
and
radical. No,
it's the story repeats itself. The antidote to communism and socialism is fascism,
but not dictatorship.
It's like medicine. You want to quell communists and socialism?
Well, it's like when the pendulum swings so far in one direction, it's going to swing back the other.
Yeah, because the
just as hard.
Because it's gotten so infected with communism, socialism that the only medicine there is to cure it is fascism.
Yeah, there's
Brutal
definitely
fascism.
That definitely is a thin line to be drawn. Everything that they're doing though is fucking fantastic so far. It's fucking fantastic, and I can't see anything. Elon Musk to me is a direct source of good in the world until proven otherwise.
The argument is that he's aligning the government to support. Basically, Elon Musk would own the AI algorithm. He would own the cars. He would own the energy. He would basically he's gearing himself to be the space system, the internet infrastructure.
But what has he actually done so far? He has consolidated his power. He began though by selling PayPal, by inventing and selling PayPal. He bought Tesla to get eco-friendly, clean energy. Everybody fucking talking about, dude. Everybody. It's the same thing with Donald Trump. Everybody loved Elon Musk until he started being verbal about some of his opinions. Tesla only survived though because of subsidies from the government. Now it's self-sufficient. Sure, but the reason he accumulated so much wealth is by pursuing a venture which was unilaterally supported by maybe even not people on the right side of the aisle who were big oil, but big tech, green energy. Everybody for the past however many, since he was a public figure, loved and supported him. What has he done? But then, what he did is that social media companies were being targeted by the United States government, being pressured to force censorship for radical ideologies. I don't know what other way to put it. Yeah, but we're enforcing a radical censorship ideology, suppressing legitimate doctors, scientists during COVID, suppressing
that happened.
Fuck yeah, that happened.
I was joking. I'm being facetious.
And then, so what did he do? He put his skin in the game and bought one of the biggest social media platforms to exist to open up free speech. These are not fascistic tendencies at all. By opening a market to free speech. No, but he
he in a quote unquote
Also, though,
sense,
no government entities that happens all the time.
he quote unquote though owns speech now in a sense. Like, okay, what he has,
I don't think that that's right.
what he
I don't think
had-
that that's right.
what he has done is consolidate power for better for worse. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could.
I will defend Elon Musk. I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
I think that everything he's doing is exactly 100% spot on with what needs to be done.
Well, okay. The argument though is, and I agree with the same exact thing. I like every single thing Elon Musk does, but the argument is that he's done everything that everyone's liked up until this point right now, but that doesn't mean he's going to do so in the future.
Sure.
And the argument is that he has seized so much power across so much industries, X, social media, space, internet, cars.
Mm-hmm.
He's almost computer chips and brains, tunnels, Boring Company. He's seized so much power. He is the richest person in the world right now across so many facets of energy that right now we agree with him. But in the future, how do you know? xAI has the most NVIDIA chips in the world. It just started training. Grok 3 version 3 is going to be released by the end of the year, which is the result of all those NVIDIA chips. Grok will become the best AI in a not so far amount of time because he's got all the chips.
And he has X.
And he's got X.
Yeah.
So Grok will be the best AI in a short amount of time.
I would much rather that. ChatGPT, what's his face? The CEO, Sam Altman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't agree with a lot of his philosophies.
No, honestly, they should stop calling him President Musk and call him Emperor Musk.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean,
I think that he's a once. I think that Musk is a once in a multi-generation figure.
No.
In that regard,
giving all the power to one individual can actually be the greatest thing ever, as long as that individual does good things.
well, what's interesting too is what the power vacuum will be like whenever he goes. What the next generation will be left with.
Yeah, because
and he's the fucking #1 Diablo 4 player. Which is, like I said,
like he's the demon slaying master.
the fact that with everything else going on, he's also the #1 Diablo 4 player might actually be the most impressive thing.
Yeah. That's insane.
I want to find a video of him playing.
It's on X.
Watch his run.
No, he has a gamer account on X. It's like, wait, let me look it up. Elon's game account.
Dude, he played Black Myth Wukong.
Wait. What is Elon Musk's game Twitter account? Yeah, it's CyberGamer420. That's actually it. Wait.
CyberGamer420.
Yeah, this is Elon Musk. Look. Wait, I need to make it where wait, is this on another? I don't know, maybe I'm on the wrong thing.
You gotta pause it. Is it working?
Yeah, this is it. We just gotta stare. No, this is Elon Musk. Oh wait, there he is. Testing and streaming and Starlink.
Back into the pit. Optimus will probably be able to run the pit. Or at least someone's perception of reality. We are entering the age of abundance. Well, it's the age of either utopia or dystopia. We're careening towards dystopia/utopia.
I think it's like philosophy. Elon Musk live streaming like Diablo
it'll
4,
be
like demon
Most
slaying.
likely be good.
Dude, I wanna
I
see
think
him
future
fuck
will
some
most
shit
likely
up.
be good.
Let's just watch it.
Yeah, Hero's Journey by Campbell is great. I haven't played Star Citizen.
Dude, he's talking to
History's
chat.
written by the victors. Yeah,
Yeah.
history is. Well, history used to be written by the victors, but these days, if the loser is still alive and has time on their hands to edit Wikipedia, then history is in fact written by not the winners. So the reason history was written by the victors in the old days.
His laugh
was
cracks
the,
me up. It's
Fast
hilarious.
forward
losers
it.
were dead. Now they're very much alive.
Dude,
and
let's
have
listen
time
to
on
this.
hands.
And he's talking about the thing you were saying. History's written by the winners.
It's true.
Let's make the future good. Absolutely. Best way to predict the future is to make it. I've seen part of the trailer for the Elden Ring DLC. I'm looking forward to playing that.
You know, that's the thing. Elon Musk is the global elitist. The difference is he's actually a good guy.
When I played just pencil and paper Dungeons and Dragons, I'd play a fighter mage.
Dude, this
And,
is actually fucking ridiculous.
Druid seemed like the closest thing to a fighter, combination of fighting and magic. Okay.
I look really good in this.
Well, I look forward to trying it out.
Yep, this is Diablo. Oh, he did the same character that I did. The necromancer. I think that's a necromancer.
Yeah, October will be here in no time.
I did not like Diablo 4 though. Thought that game sucked.
Yeah, I mean, the mobs are just melting.
Obviously, the boss. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, he live streams on X too.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. Truth is stranger than fiction.
For 5 hours.
Yeah. No, he's
Well,
Elon Musk is a master at
Yeah, there's
mastering
levels, like,
or
they can
or
fix it,
ha- hiring
little bit of physics,
people
like,
who know
what
what
is
they're
the
doing for his
physically fastest
companies, and then
possible
just telling them,
way to
I
achieve
trust that
usability?"
you know what to do with Tesla.
and
You handle all the engineering, wheel
If you have
design,
landing legs,
coordination, and
then
Dude.
well, you got all
paint
the
job
mass and
study.
complexity of the landing legs. But then you
He's
gotta
got,
move
like-
a giant rocket
He's got like 13
from the landing
kids too.
pad to the launch pad.
Yeah, no, he's a
So
master at
easy.
finding the right people.
And,
That's what
you gotta
that's
sew-
what
you
I
gotta
want to
sew
do
the legs
almost. Like you want to be a master at
transfer the
finding the
rocket
people
back
to do
onto
the job.
lifting arms
Yes.
To get it back on the launch mount. So like, well, why don't we just have it land on the arms?
5 hours
I don't know how he has the
So-
time or the patience
because
to
he
do that.
delegates
It won't actually
hardcore.
work.
He's a hardcore delegator.
And,
He knows
that's
how to
just
find the
fastest
guy
possible
who
reuse.
knows how to manage the employees.
Just land on the
Mhm.
thing that-
And so if
that-
he
that puts you
finds
in
a
the
proper
launch
manager who
stack
knows
together.
how to manage the employees,
But still, at the same time, he has an open door policy where anybody who works in the factory could come into his office at
maybe
any
as soon as
time
a
and be
month.
like, hey, we're doing this wrong.
yeah. But he's
Dude,
got a
Department
good
of Government
team.
Efficiency. I think he fired 80% of Twitter when it was Twitter. And nothing happened.
Yeah.
It was a hostile takeover. Well, I think we're coming to the end.
This is the end.
Dun, dun, dun. Beautiful friend. The end. This is the end. Dun dun dun. My only friend. The end of our elaborate plan. The end.
Frankly, this is more satisfying than many physical world achievements. Congratulations, Tesla. The power.
Ugh.
I can end the deficit in 5 minutes. You just pass a law that says that anytime there's a deficit of more than 3% of GDP, all sitting members of Congress are ineligible for re-election. Yeah. Now you've got the incentives in the right place, right?
Amen.
Yeah, so I mean, he's got the nuts, like in poker. Like he's got the royal flush. He's got the power.
Yeah, that is it. Flop the nut.
It's like the Kanye Power song. Like, no one man should have all that power. Like he's got it. For the better or the worst. So
Yeah.
just hope he keeps making good decisions, and one day he doesn't like why shouldn't
Turn
why
evil.
shouldn't my precious why shouldn't I?
Yeah.
But I mean, some people seriously make the debate that a monarchy is the best form of government. The problem is you should just have, well, I mean, God's a monarchy. So it's
That's
the
a
kingdom,
stupid fucking argument.
the kingdom of
That's
heaven.
a dumb argument. That is absolute stupidity. When you start saying that one man is appointed by God who's just a fucking successor of a bloodline, you end up with the fall of Rome.
Or you end up with
This
Napoleon.
shit, no. This shit's been tried and tested. It just don't work.
It just don't work. So the Senate. Well, yeah, you know, I agree that the constitutional republic is the best form of government that we've had in the world to date.
Absolutely.
But if you want to get stuff done at the most rapid rate, if you get a good monarch, that is literally the fastest mechanism for doing something good or bad.
For one generation, maybe, if you
Yeah.
find a good one. What happens when he dies and there's a power vacuum?
Yeah. That's
What happens when
dangerous.
Augustus dies? Who follows? Or Aurelius? Who directly followed Marcus Aurelius? Commodus.
Commodus, yeah.
That's right. And who followed Commodus?
The devil. The devil. This is the end.
I'm done, dude.
Yeah, I'm done too.
Fucking end this.
Whoa. Whoa. Come on, you got to give like a
Fucking
positive
Turn
send off.
signal off.
Yeah, dude, you got to give a positive send off though.
Signal is over, dude.
Okay, signal's
Fucking
over.
going into the darkness.
Shut it off. Shut it off, dude.